can't go up, but eventually, something's going to happen. And I thought when I saw the Broodlords coming that surely Rhett was going to push through there and drive him out. But the fact that HerO was so patient as to back out and defend, himself, killing off the Broodlords, remaneuvering into a different position and being patient up for maybe about a minute and a half until he eventually could get in that one position where he could blink right under those Broodlords and kill it. And that's the moment where the game turned around. I was blown away.
HerO, he has to be the best Protoss in the world. His play is so phenomenal, but you can see with the heart rate that he is actually really stressed. He's up at 150 all game long, and my medical training tells me that's a high heart rate, man.
I know, man. That was actually, right as soon as this game started, you could tell that nervousness was potentially going to play a factor within it. And the key thing is, Rhett spent so much money and so much dedication on clearing HerO out, is that when it didn't work, he basically had nothing to back it up with. And even though that middle of the base, he had gases there, man. That's the most important thing, just a bunch of gas.
We actually are ready to go over here. Back to Day 9 and Mr. Bitter. We had a little cue a minute ago. So go ahead, guys. Take it away. We're going to go to game number 2 between HerO and Red.
Thanks so much, guys. Looks like the next map will be on Daybreak, an excellent map for Zerg. Mr. Bitter, I know you're telling me a little bit about Rhett's Ling Muta style and how that's going to be very effective on Daybreak.
I don't know. I was talking to him the other day. He says, hey, I've been playing with Mutalisks a little bit in ZVP, but at the same time, he said he's been practicing his Mutalisks against HerO a lot.
That is true,
and he's been having a hard time making it work. So I wonder if that's bouncing around in the back of his head. That could really work against him, because if you practice a style and then you psych yourself out of using it, then what's the point of the practice?
Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things when you're playing against your own teammate. How do you hide your strategies? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for game number 2 of Dreamhack Winter 2011 semifinal number 2.
And right away, up here in the top right-hand corner of the screen, the red Zerg player. Make some noise if you want to see him take this next game. Is Liquid Rhett.
And in the bottom left, his opponent, who has a wide range of styles, all of which he knows in and out. Can he take this series and advance to the finals against EG Puma? If you would like it to be him, cheer for Liquid HerO!
HerO's really a guy that's just impossible to cheer against. He is so diverse. He is so exciting in his play. He's shown so many excellent games at this tournament. And I can't wait to see what. I hope he shows us some Warp Prism play here on Daybreak.
Yeah, we unfortunately did not quite get the chance to see that play out. Total Biscuit and Diapollo casted an amazing series of HerO against Liquid Chef, where HerO did bust those Warp Prisms out again and again and again. And already we see HerO's trying to do a little bit of harassment. Drone already plummeting down into the deep orange. Now going to be at 5.
Red, got to be careful there.
This is always one of the scariest moments, I think, when you really want to go in there and kill that drone.
Yeah.
Every bone in your body wants to just kill that drone off. It's like when the teacher erases the whole chalkboard, but has like a little bit covering one portion. You just have to get up there and erase it yourself.
Keep staring at that one mark, just refusing to listen to anything the teacher says or writes beside the one mark that's distracting you. HerO does block the natural of Red, so that's going to delay his hatchery a little bit. And also, once again, going to be going for some fast expand play. So he's really, really favoring this forward expand.
Oh, HerO.
Wow. This is going to delay his Nexus quite a bit, Day 9.
Well, this also will allow him, in combination with the Forge, to cannon rush every expansion on the map.
The pylon at the third base is canceled. The Nexus thrown down. So HerO just effectively trying to say, no, Red, do not expand here right now. Red will turn around and drop that hatchery at the third base. Lings will clean up the pylon. And I would imagine that he will run across the map and not clean up the pylon at all.
I think that was a quite clever response there by Rhett. I mean, he saw the the pylon at the third base, and then pretty much just thought, yeah, that'll probably mess Protoss up too much to keep that alive. He'll almost certainly cancel it. That's a very sort of bold, high-level thought process. HerO looks like he's going to have none of that. Is he going to do a delayed cannon rush?
I think he might.
I didn't realize that I wasn't joking when I was bringing that up. And Rhett too good for that. Again, Rhett outthinks HerO. takes out the probe and the pylon.
Very well done by Rhett. Not going to have any of those cannon shenanigans. A couple of gates down at HerO's front. This is just to prevent the run by. I'm sure one of them will probably be canceled and turned into a cybernetic score.
And I mean, if you look at the mini-map, Liquid HerO actually cannot see anywhere at all on the map. This probe is going to be the one ticket that HerO has to scouting his opponent. But I don't think HerO really can afford to move out that early.
No. Nexus is done for HerO. His economy is going to be really, really nice. He's got 21 probes to 22 drones. And if he chrono boosts those probes effectively, he's going to be able to stay very close to the Zerg economy. Rhett's third base is down. He's already got double queen, so he's injecting very, very hard, and he is doing what Rhett does best, building drones.
Yeah, Rhett just delays his gas so long just in favor of having a superb economy. And it's so funny how much harassment you can do to Rhett, and still his macro is just through the roof. He always has more units seemingly no matter what. The only way that HerO was able to pull off that win last game was by doing that huge amount of damage with that Phoenix Void Ray. And now we see the +1 coming out, and +1 attack, pretty common way to just begin transitioning to late game for the +2 upgrades, etc. But this is a very early +1, and it's being chrono boosted, so I think HerO has a big aggression in store.
Might be working on some kind of a timing. Rhett just floating around with his Overlord outside of HerO's natural expansion. He knows that Protoss players like to hide tech in the back of the natural. Isn't going to see any tech, but he is going to see 2 untaken geysers. So that means, well, there's not a whole lot of tech available.
3 gateways now plopping down for HerO. He hasn't really revealed any major tech path. Looks like Rhett, again, is going to get the Roach Warren before he opts for Zergling speed. Needs to have some way to get meaty units up right at the outset. Nice Spinecrawler placement by Rhett. He knows that there's a strong potential for these little small swing arounds. HerO going to try to do some sort of poke here, but I think Rhett is going to be absolutely fine and take very little damage.
Yes, he's got a queen, he's got a few lings, and he's got about 8 more lings popping out shortly. Spinecrawler might have to be canceled and rebuilt, but beyond that, I don't think Rhett's going to take too much damage.
There's the cancel. Looks like he does pick off the Zealot. Zerglings pop up just in time. HerO correctly target fires the weakest Zergling. This is something that he does every single time perfectly. Just never misses a shot with those Dragoons. Stalkers.
Dragoons. There's a throwback.
Yeah.
Rhett got a great Overlord scout into the main base of HerO. Sees the Twilight Council, sees the 3 additional gateways. No +2 just yet. Oh, that's because the Twilight Council's not done.
Looks like Liquid HerO continuing to be aggressive with this one Zealot and Stalker, realizing if you don't have Ling speed, I can always run home. And there he manages to block, supply block his opponent. And now a nice warp in from Liquid HerO. And with that +1, is in decent shape to begin picking off some Zerglings, but it looks like Rhett's Spinecrawler and drone defense is going to be exactly what he needs.
Yeah, well played there by Rhett. Only losing a couple of drones. Realizing there's probably a pylon down there, now he's going to come looking for it. 7 roaches about to pop out. Dark Shrine down for HerO.
Ooh, looks like Liquid HerO really has some aggression in mind. The Zealots are deflecting the Zerglings with ease because of that +1 attack upgrade, and now Liquid Rhett has to rely on those roaches for the defense.
Indeed, that Dark Shrine very well hidden. I wonder if Rhett suspects this, given that HerO's only on 3 gas. Zealot poking away at a roach over here near the 3rd base will be promptly dealt with. And with these Zealots showing up, I think Rhett should be able to knock down this pylon and put an end to this aggression. But does he have any idea that there are DTs coming? He's got the Evo chamber, but no Spore Crawlers anywhere. He's got a layer, but no Overseers anywhere. I think he's completely in the dark on this day now.
Liquid HerO's trying to buy himself as much time as humanly possible, just wants to desperately keep all these pylons alive. If he can do that, then the Dark Templar will do a massive amount of damage. There's the Dark Shrine finishing up right now. Does Liquid Rhett have any answer to it? Liquid HerO tries to run some Zealots in, and I think it may have distracted Rhett long enough. He has the layer, he can get the Overseers up, but now it looks like, ooh, Liquid HerO going to be in a lot of trouble to this Roach push.
Indeed, Roach is pushing at the front at the same time. HerO's DTs moving towards Rhett's 3rd base where there's a Spire building. Rhett still seems to have no idea. Here we go. DTs just now revealing themselves. Rhett should be morphing an Overseer immediately, but I don't know.
Looks like there's going to be some kind of base trade coming up. At the very least, Liquid HerO is in a lot of trouble as Rhett is going to be losing his 3rd base.
Lings into the main base of HerO. They're going to get into that mineral line. The Roach is going to work on the Cybernetics core, eliminating the ability to warp in Stalkers or Sentries. Ling's going to do a ton of damage. Oh no, a DT warped in. Excellent defense by HerO.
Looks like HerO will be able to deflect those Zerglings in the front. More nice force fields at the front of his own base. HerO now finishing up more of these cannons for the emergency. But we see that those Dark Templar are doing a lot of damage. Ling's getting hit at an unbelievable angle. The Spire is so vulnerable. Red desperately needs to have that one finished.
Well, so much damage being done here. If this Spire falls, Red's going to find himself in a great deal of trouble. 2 DTs slashing away at the Spire, and it does
he cancels it.
Get canceled.
We see the Spire being rebuilt again in an almost equally vulnerable location by this dead base. But Liquid Red again has incredible macro. And what does HerO do after nearly dying? He takes a 3rd base. HerO really bold with that expanding.
Yep, has a DT poking away at this bottom right expansion, but realizing that Red is going to probably go deal with that very quickly, runs it away. He'll poke in there another day. Stalkers and Sentries in the middle of the map here for HerO, just giving him a little bit of vision, a little bit of map control. 3rd base. About halfway done for HerO. In Ret's main, we see a bit of an oversaturation. Yeah, transferred some of those drones out now. +1 attack on the way. No burrow tech, no overlord speed or drop or anything like that. And Ret appears to be committing to just pure roach for the time being.
And I think that's a smart play by Ret. He really needs some sort of ultra-mobile defense, and once he ends up getting enough roaches, he's going to snap into action rapidly. Right around the time he gets max, he is going to jump super hard back onto HerO's side of the fence. And it looks like HerO's going to try to do a little bit of harassment with these Blink Stalkers. Ret, of course, always active, and this is the worst feeling ever, to scout the 3rd and find out that it is already done. Ret has everything positioned nicely with 4 bases up and running. But how do you pull back and put pressure back on Protoss when you know those DTs are out on the map?
Well, he's up about 60 supply, so he does have a bit of a window where he can apply a great deal of pressure, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to do. Moving through the center of the map right now is Ret, hunting down this Gateway army, and if he catches it, he's going to do a lot of damage. If he catches it, he's going to do a lot of damage.
Here it comes. He's swinging up. There's some nice force fields just cutting those roaches apart. Liquid HerO.
Such excellent force fields there by HerO. He's going to preserve that entire force.
But I don't think Ret is going to be done anytime soon, Mr. Bitter. Look at the number of roaches swinging up. Ret almost at 200 food. Liquid HerO at 100 food.
190 supply here for Red as he comes barreling down on this 3rd base. 52 roaches on the map for Red. There is an Overseer here. I don't think there's any blink, so it's going to be very hard to snipe this Overseer. Roaches bearing down. Overseer floating way forward, though.
That Overseer is very vulnerable. If he picks that off, he can easily transition right back into those DTs.
It's going so low, but Red does manage to keep it alive. Now he's going to focus fire this Nexus. Will the Nexus fall? Yes, it does.
Liquid HerO, the king of macro, sustained some serious hits early on. The DTs did ridiculous amounts of damage, but no problem. Ret already at 63 drones, 50 roaches on the field, his 3rd and 4th base up and running, and all hatches rallied in.
Ret is just rallying across the center of the map. 22 Speedlings in production. Roaches barreling into the natural. I don't think there's any chance of HerO holding here day 9.
And it even looks like Ret has his hive on the way. An incredible pace that Liquid Ret is setting. HerO tries to defend. His Stalkers get caught. Completely glitching. Tries to blink to pick off the Overseer.
Does pick off the Overseer. So some
and
DTs.
There's the good game. Liquid Ret ties up the series 1-1. An extremely solid macro game.
Reminds me of something I heard about the game between Ret and Todd, where I think it was Kinnigat, or maybe it was Hotbid, that tweeted, Ret loses expansion to DTs, still ahead 20 drones.